Hi, welcome to the Mind of a Semi-Educated Idiot. Thanks for watching this first video. Hopefully this will be the first of many, and the reason I picked this is to be my first is this crazy story comes from quite close to home. So anyway, let's get on. A feminist and a gay man walk into a bar. So I came across this news story on the Daily Wire. I was flicking through it the other day, and I'll read you the headline. Feminist banned from bar after gay man complains her t-shirt is transphobic. It's not. My goodness, seems like the left is eating itself now. With gay people going after feminists, what has the world come to? So here we go, the first line of the news story. A feminist was banned from a bar that she regularly frequented after 3 years because she allegedly wore a transphobic t-shirt. The t-shirt merely said the dictionary definition of a woman. Here we go, here's the transphobic woman in question. I'll tell you what though, for a feminist, she's quite attractive. Not the usual blue-haired fat monster that you normally see. And just so everyone's clear, here is the dictionary definition of a woman. The female human being as distinguished from girl or man. My goodness, it looks like it hasn't been changed yet, but I'm sure the lefties will get hold of that soon enough and get it changed. Anyway, back to the story. Five Clouds Tap and Bottle, a bar located in Macclesfield, England, as you can see here, has confirmed that Rebecca Worshipbale, yeah, I'll go with that, was banned over the t-shirt, reports the Daily Mail. It goes on to say that Rebecca was stunned when she was informed by a female bartender that she was no longer welcome because apparently her offensive t-shirt. And do you want to see the person that was offended by this said t-shirt? And here is the person offended. One Mika Johnson. This is the gentleman that was offended by the said transphobic t-shirt. I'll tell you what, my friend, with a ball tickle attached like that, I'm the one that's offended. So this woman goes on to say, yes, I'm going to use woman as for Rebecca. She told me that the t-shirt I was wearing was upsetting people because it was transphobic and not inclusive, so I was barred. What she meant was that I somehow offended men who say that they are women because my t-shirt did not include them in the definition of woman. There aren't even any transgender staff or patrons in the pub, it's crackers. Now, there's a little backstory to all of this shenanigans going on, which I'll explain later on. But in the meantime, Rebecca goes on to say, I sat down next to him and asked him how he was, she recalled. He said, I don't want to talk to you to be honest, so please leave me alone. I said, okay, and left it. A half hour later, after a brief interaction, Rebecca was told by an employee named Heather that she was barred from the establishment. Heather said that I'm upsetting people and Mika was crying. With a tash like that, no wonder you're crying. Anyway, I digress. Back to the news. Rebecca continued, she told me that the way I talk about radical feminism was a problem and said, the t-shirt you're wearing is upsetting and not inclusive. I replied, it simply said the dictionary definition of being a woman. How can it be offensive, she asked. Heather mumbled a bit about it being transphobic and that I had been transphobic previously. She then said I was barred and that I should have been nominated by other staff to come and tell me. Sounds to me like this poor Heather has been drawing straws with the rest of the staff for the one that has to go and tell the feminist that she's offended a gay guy about a transphobic t-shirt that's got the definition of a woman on it. The article goes on to say that Rebecca asked the female employee if she thought it was troubling that she was being removed from a local for wearing a feminist t-shirt that upset a gay man. But Heather just replied that she just repeated it wasn't being inclusive. This is where we swing back to Mika. The article goes on. Johnson apparently posted about his disconnect over the incident on social media, branding Rebecca a TERF, a trans-exclusionary radical feminist. My goodness, the list gets longer and longer of what people are offended by nowadays. However, I think Mika might be playing his victim card a little too much. But first, here's what he put on Twitter. When you're trying to relax in your fave pub and there is a TERF wearing an anti-trans t-shirt, it's disgusting and I'm so upset by it, he wrote on Twitter, reports the Daily Mail. How many more times? This t-shirt is not anti-trans. It's just the definition of a woman. A woman is a female human being as distinguished from a girl or a man. A man. Somebody with a penis. However, here is the flip side. Somebody has put on, let's see the name, Gothika, has put on Facebook, she was sat playing board games with her friend, not speaking to anyone, while a man and his friends were saying this on Facebook. So here's a quote, "I'm only 20 minutes away. Shall I come and give her some abuse? Genuinely." And then Jodie replies, "If it's who I think you mean, she left a stack of awful transphobic flyers in Five Clouds not long ago. I threw them all in the bin as she wasn't there for me to throw them in her stupid face." Somebody else replies, "Macclesfield 1, bigots nil. More reasons to love this town. Actually, no, more reasons to hate this town." And as we can see there, Mika is involved in all of this as well. I'm just finishing up the article here. Thomas Lewis, the manager of Five Clouds, confirmed the incident concerning Rebecca removed from the establishment, though he claims she discussed her views on men identifying as women to staffers and customers before. However, she can potentially undo her ban if she has a discussion with staff so she understands the situation. So it looks like the PC police are finally out in force and Rebecca is off to the gulag for a bit of re-education on what a woman really is. Yes, so good luck to Rebecca there. She is off to the gulag so she can go and enjoy a pint back down a local. While she's in the gulag, I can lend her my copy of Gulag Archipelago. Hopefully that shall pass the time. And as you can imagine with a story like this, Twitter was all a rage. So I had a little look to see what chuckled me and I came across this. Ooh, so her harassing people was in fact her saying Nazi things like, "People with penises are men. Burn her." And the reply this got was what I can only describe as a whirlwind of social justice buzzwords. This fruitcake has gone with everything. So here goes. "Oh, that's where you want the tone to go, is it? Okay. Books in the Institute for Sexual Miscraft." My German is rubbish. "And so, it is not as simple as penis means man." Well, yes it is. "In fact, there are many grey areas, and it seems transgender clinical outcomes are optimised by social reform." And here she is with a little pretty picture of a Nazi throwing some books in her fire. Lovely little Hugo Boss designed outfit there we've got going on. And they continue, "Your anti-science ideology," anti-science what? Females being women, as in people without penises? Anyway, "literally exists because literal Nazis destroyed decades of painstaking research." And here comes the best bit. "You know this already, of course. In fact, why are you, an ex-feminist Milo drone, fighting on this hill? You're a 12-year-old Channer, aren't you?" And there we have it. That's where we have come nowadays. Anyone with a differing opinion from these intersectional people on the left are called Nazis sooner or later. However, I would like to just point out the institute that this person has referenced, the main scientist involved in it, had a stunning 35,000 photographs stored of what was focusing on his use of photography, the most scientific of all his visualization techniques. And guess who he was taking pictures of? The true sex of hermaphrodites and transvestites. Now, to me, sounds a bit more like he was perving on them than researching them. But hey, everyone's got their kinks, I suppose. And there you have it. The left are finally beginning to turn on themselves when a gay man accuses a feminist of being transphobic. My goodness, when is this ever going to end? Next thing you know, we'll have to change gingerbread men to be gingerbread people. But I think we'll have to leave that for another time. Anyway, thanks for watching this first video. Hopefully I'll be bringing you more out soon and they'll get better and better at each one. Thanks for watching. Cheers.